Do 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 do. What the hell is this doing? All right, all right. Well, all right. Aren't it going anywhere? Yeah, yeah. On. Live. There you go. There it is. Oop, there it is. Woo wee. Get everything set up in here. Right, live now. He's got a haircut. Joe got his haircut. Woo-wee. Get everything set up. Doggies. Good morning, Striper. Good morning, Kathy. You guys are looking great, as always. As I can see you, you look the same all the time. Let me go look at Twitch. Twitch is up, so somebody monitor Twitch. I think Charlotte is out today because she's at work. I don't know if Sam comes in, maybe we'll make... He and Charlotte seem to hang together. Maybe we'll put them over in Twitch together. Who knows, you know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts and minds of men? The shadow do. Okay, here, let me move you around. I'm going to move you over here. Can you hear me okay? I mean, can you hear me? Damn. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy will jump back and forth because you know how she is. She can jump back and forth. She's one of those gifted girls. She can go from this to that. I'm setting me way over here just to get a look. Now, oh shoot. I need 4 monitors. Not really. Well, I'm going to move that there. We'll move Kathy closer over here. All right, all right, all right. We're right as rain. I can hear you. Thank you. On my new haircut. Yes, it's just a little bit shorter. It's all right, though. Trim my beard up some. Good. So, yeah. So that's what's going on here. Yesterday, I finally completed any of the work I'm going to do in my house for a while until they tell me it needs to be painted on the exterior. You know, around here, you don't get to make that choice. So we wait till the end when the Nazis come around and go, oh, I see a nail pop that is rusting. Paint entire house. They tell you when to clean your roof. I'm ahead of the game now. Everything is done. Except that. I mean, I'll wait for them. Okay. Audra's here. Hello, Audra Sandoval. It is a very sexy name, Sandoval. I don't know where the accent goes. Is it Sandoval or Sandoval? I always mention your name, Audra Sandoval. Is Audra Sandoval. Ladies and gentlemen, accepting the Academy Award for Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Audra Sandoval. Okay. Well, maybe one day I'd be able to present it, then that would really be mean, you know. People already know who I am. Now about 5 people do. That's okay. That's all right. We prosper in anonymity. Oh, we don't prosper. We're just anonymous. Yes. So what's going on with everyone? How was your early part of the week? Kathy, you were working some, I believe, correct? Danny, you were working some, I believe, correct? And Audra, I'm sorry, I don't know if you work, but I'm sure you do, somewhere, correct? I'd like to remind you that today we're brought to you by Sunsweet Dates. Because when you're like me and you can't get a date, they're always close at hand. All right. Eve Adams is here from up north. And Danny's just hanging out. A little TMI. Striper. Didn't want to see how you're sitting there at your desk. Yeah, yikes. Okay. You have Monday and Tuesdays off. Oh, I see. Wraith, how are you? Good to see you, sir. Renee Winters, do you have grandkids? Are you selling them or what? No, I do not have any grandchildren. Sunset dates and the letter M. Okay. Well, kind of besides taking care of your grandmother, how is she doing? Ira. Is Ira Wraith? I keep forgetting that. It seems like a possibility. Ira's the handsome gentleman in such excellent shape. Every time I see him, I want to do push-ups. And then I remember how I already do them and there's no results. So that's what happens. Okay, let's see. September is here. Ooh, so all of you subs out there, this is your month. You know what I mean? That's kind of a preference thing to say, I guess. Or you're either top or you're bottom, right? If you're a top or a bottom, what do you call sideways spooning? What do you call that? Oh, yes, you're in the drawer, like utensils. I come up with this stuff just like that. It's brilliant. Remember to write it down. Yeah, well, that's good. At least she's at home, Kathy, and I know that makes a difference to her. Yes, I know. I have several of you against my wall. I mean, on the wall. Switch, yes. Is Renee? Renee, geez, you're busted on me my old age. Well, what if I live to be 114 years old? It's midlife. Or something. No, that's wrong, Joe. I'm even younger than that. Gee whiz, you know? Kick a man when he's down. You got to get up to get down. Just remember that, Renee. You got to get up to get down. Don't walk away, Renee. Woo-wee. Well. Anybody over there in Twitch land, Switch land, come out of the darkness and just say hello. Anyone on YouTube just sitting around listening, come on, y'all. Trisha Paytas, say hello. Come on. You're welcome here. Everybody knows who you are. You're a big star. It'd be great to have you say hello to me. She only mentions my name in her videos. Well, a couple of times. That's right. Yeah, driving nuts. Okay. Yes, right. All right. Put a shout out today to Angela's grandfather, Vince. It's his birthday today, I believe. I'm going to call him later. Yeah. Sunset dates. Ooh. Moonlight dates. Moonlight dates. I did talk to Sam. He seems to be doing okay. I think Vince is 90 years old today. 90. Now we're going to have to go over our picks for the on Friday for the Kentucky Derby. There have been a couple scratches. Well, we call them an itch, but in horse racing it's called a scratch. Yes, the heavy favorite is 'Tis the Law. 'Tis the Law. 'Tis the Law won the Belmont Stakes by a considerable margin, and to have a warm-up race in between that and the, truncated, I guess, Triple Crown, the reverse crown. Well, first was the Belmont, which is usually the last. Next is the Derby on Saturday, which is usually the first Saturday in May. They moved it to the first Saturday in September. And the final one is the Preakness Stakes from Baltimore. And I guess they have their fingers crossed that that will be run. So, 'Tis the Law, big-time favorite. Art Collector. Kayla, good to see you. I saw that K-Pez. The very intriguing Kayla. The K-Pez from AZ. Sup, Kathy? She's very chill. Aaron Elias, good morning. Good to see you. And thanks for keeping me in the loop there, Catherine. All right, we have Honor AP. Honor AP. A period, P period. And I think AP something or other had run in the Derby years ago. So this is an offspring of that stud. The next one is Authentic, followed by New York Traffic, NY Traffic. 1,000 Words and Max Player. Oh yeah, he's a Max Player. Yeah, you have to go back to work today. Max Player. And Dr. Post has been scratched. Caro has been scratched. Sheryl's Spate has been scratched. A very good friend of mine, last name spelled the same way. Spate, S-P-E-I-G-H-T. And haven't seen them in a while. They're from New Orleans, from Louisiana, Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Also, Rushy, R-U-S-H-I-E, has been scratched. There are only 18 horses in the field, some very good opportunities. If you wheel, it's a betting term many of you know, if you wheel 'Tis the Law with the field, that means that he finishes first, and if any other horse comes in second, you win. Now what makes it intriguing is you have to box that with the field. If you box him with the field, it's going to be more money. But if you wheel him with the field, box him to the field means that if any horse comes in ahead of him, you win. Just wheel him with the field because he's going to win by lengths, multiple lengths. He wins, and whoever comes in second, then you win because you have all the other horses. But the key is you want a horse to come in with great odds, like a 50-to-1 shot. Then you'll make some money. If 'Tis the Law comes in and the next favorite comes in, you've just lost money, that's all. I mean, you'll get something. You'll get like $5 when you bet 100. And that's a losing proposition any day. Okay, and that's Horse Race Corner with Joe Daddy. One more day in the sweatshop, and then I'm off 3 days. Ooh, you in a sweatshop sounds kind of scintillating or sinful or wasted, or I don't know. What's the story behind them always having weird names? Well, a lot of them are direct descendants of other well-known horses. For example, I mentioned Honor AP. There was an AP something or other. Danny could look it up. That was long ago, not so long ago. And they use part of the names of their sires or mare. Some of them are just people's preference. So, AP, yes. AP. Maud Ridwan Kamal Shafi. Hello. Mahmoud. Rizzo, Kamal Shafi. Whew. That's an impressive name. Virtual hugs and kisses to you all. Get some sleep, Kayla. The beautiful Kayla does not need beauty sleep, but she needs her rest. And thank you so much for stopping in, K-Pez. Okay, Pez? Did any of you collect Pez? Remember Pez's? Good night, K-Pez. Good night, K-Pez. It's time to go. Do, 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 do. K-Pez, everyone. The feisty one. Yes, she is. So, not much happening on the other side of town. Kathy's jumping back and forth. Why I like it there. Okay. Weeping Widow, 1973. Good morning from Leesburg. Joe, hello. Leesburg, Virginia. So I hate to ask, but have not been on in a while. Are you still with Angela? Actually, Weeping Widow, we split up a while ago, and we put a video out, our last video out last week. You can find it in the on YouTube here. We did a drawing thing, which was, anybody can tell I was not thrilled about doing it, but it was the last thing we did together, and there's an announcement in the beginning of it. And you, even if you're on the website, May December Society, you can find it in new, and you'll see us with an explanation there. But no, we are friends, very good friends, and we are heading in hopefully positive directions for both of us. Anyway, just a thing, you know. Nearly 7 years. Sarah, does the separation still hurt? No. We both knew it was in the making. Actually, it was probably more of a sigh of relief, or sigh of, wow, that was great, and now we'll move on. Or the sighs were gone. Making light of it. We're very good friends, and that's the important thing. So, Angela is in California right now, and I think she's going to move there, to be honest with you. Joanna, are you resting in your Leesburg, Florida? Thank you very much. Weeping Widow. That, you know, that is a, I don't mean to, it sounds like a sad name there. Is it, or are you a widow and you were born in 73? Or, I guess I'm prying, but the name kind of lends itself to questions. But you don't have to say anything if you don't want to. Or if you ever want to private message me, you can do that. We can chat. So, Joanna, what are you doing now? Have you assumed your most comfortable position? I know you're probably getting ready to go to bed, because it's nighttime where Joanna lives. Sanite. Oh, sanitize. Yes. Interesting. I noticed there's some food there for us. I'm hungry. It looks like a Chinese food box. Or in the old days, ice cream used to come like that. Did you know that? except not with the little sticks. You'd be there forever and you'd never, you know. If you had a lot of children, you could pass around the ice cream with chopsticks and you'd have plenty left over for the whole week. Oh, you have to stop vooing now. Okay. Vooing for you, for the uninformed, means that Kathy is lying in bed, naked, watching this. She's never alone. And I'm going to leave it like that. You got it. I was in an age gap. Met my husband at 17. He was 31. He died at 47. I'm sorry to hear that. Leesburg, Florida. Leesburg, Florida is, I know that, is it, I could look it up, but is that northwest? I'm on the Treasure Coast. Is it above and west, or is it south of Orlando? Born in 73. I was born 20 years after you. Oh, before you. After you. Yeah, sure, Joe, you wish. Oh, yeah. Before you. 20 years. Joanna, you switch from coffee to hot chocolate. Do tell. No, I'm not on Tinder. Tinder is the night. What? Why? I have my own Tinder box. So, I love hot chocolate, but not much of a boost. Sam Page. Saltwater Sam is here. I don't drink coffee. And I've cut out energy drinks, and I feel so tired since. But it's better for your heart. I switch coffee to hot chocolate. This is a mixed bag of statements and questions. No, I'm not on Tinder. I used to be on OkCupid when I lived in New York City, and I was in that dating thing. Wow, was that interesting. Ooh. I went on so many first dates. Carrie, oh, speaking of never alone, Carrie says hi to everyone. Sup? Carrie is Kathy's man, the coolest dude you want to meet. It is a bit north of Orlando, okay. Very central Florida, yeah. Next to the crazy villages. Oh. The first adult community with a VD clinic on their premises. I heard they exchange keys and everything. It's like wild, like these older, my age. You know. So, what should I do to make this guy I'm talking to do more for me without asking? Well, to make this guy I'm talking to do more for me without asking is do you date this guy? You have a 5-year age gap is really, that's kind of like not much of an age gap, but how old are you? Now, 5-year age gap could mean something if, you know, you're 12 and he's 17, but we don't talk about those things because they're illegal here. Yes, that's it. That's the place. It's a fun place, I guess. Or it's kind of like Russian roulette going out on a date there. 22 this month. Happy birthday this month. Palpitations would often out me in the hospital if put you in hospital. Yeah, well, you know, having MVP myself, whenever I get a palpitation and it's not because of one of you beautiful ladies, it's probably due to too much caffeine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried drinking coffee again, but yeah, didn't do well on my stomach. I think you're supposed to drink it, but oh, you did in your I see inside. Yes, I thought it was some new sort of skincare treatment, which I would try anything to keep you younger. He says he's never dated. He wants a wife, and I'm not ready for that. But seems like he doesn't want to take responsibility in a relationship. I said, move on, move along, dear. I'm sure you're quite lovely. And the age gap is, you said 5 years. So he's 27. He wants to get married. He's never dated. Wants a wife. What strange ritual of a place do you live in? Are you in America or California? Those are two separate places. Speaking of California, look who dropped in. Just dropped in to say hi. I have to get ready because I have a job interview today at 11 a.m. California time. Well, you better leave right now because you know how traffic is out there. And it's probably only, 500 yards from where you're going. It'll take 3 hours to drive there. I had the condition for about 3 to 4 years and had corrective surgery when I was 16. All good now. Charlie, we wish you luck. Good luck, Charlie. Ah, he's Muslim but has slept with some. And he knows he wants to be married only. Are you Muslim yourself? Or Muslim, I guess it is. Do you practice? Well, tell me where you're from. Sam is back to work tomorrow. He's edumacating your dad's Arab, I see. So is it a thing that you have to marry, or it doesn't sound like you are a conformist, so you probably want to date, but he doesn't want to date. He wants to get married. You were raised Christian. Do you live in the U.S.? Now remember, if it's California, that's not really the U.S. Just ask Charlie. How do I get him to date? I'm sure you're lovely. He doesn't want to take you out. You said he's been with people before. I don't know if that's your end goal. In Florida. Wow. Well, you are probably quite lovely. You certainly seem charming. So it's his loss. Find someone else and go out on a date. I wouldn't limit myself to someone who's not interested or only wants one thing out of a relationship, and marriage might be too soon. There's so many Florida peeps. Yes, we. I don't know the answer to that. Yes, we. Then you might want to write that down. Yes, we. Yes, we date. Yes, we marry. Yes, we go out. Yes, we carry. Yes, we play golf. Yes, we at the villages. Pick up a random key, whatever key's left on the table at the mixer. I don't like those things. You never know what you're going to get. And I've never done that, actually. I've usually been, always my whole life, one woman at a time. So For 5 years. That's good insight. There you go. You do feel something. He's immature for his age, but, well, actually, I don't think his, maybe he has always been taught you have, in order to advance in life, you need a wife. See, we're not so much that way in this country, as you know, living in Florida. Well, Sam, I mean, please, who's counting, you know? It's like a bag of chips, or crisps, as you would call them. Can you really have just one? There are people, I have friends of mine, my age, or maybe older, that have been with one woman their entire lives. Well, I think I have one friend like that. Yeah. And she's quite lovely, and I'm happy for that still. I just took another path. The path more traveled, I guess. I think that's a red flag for you. Not talking to me, of course. Don't force something. If as early as now you're seeing things you seem to dislike about them, yet, and that's very good advice, because what you see now could turn into animosity, which could morph into regret, which is the worst thing. It is a relationship killer, regret. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels. Ellen Yu. I feel like having a conversation is the only way to potentially fix the situation. If you can't have any communications, things aren't likely to improve. Moons and Junes. Absolutely right. All good stuff from everyone. That's terrific. Well, I'm glad I was able to get that. Moons and Junes. Thanks for stopping in, and stay as long as you like and come often. Yeah. Relationships are, if you don't have communication, you need to have communication is the key to what I've always said is the most important thing in a relationship is happiness. Now, everything goes into the happiness box, you know, but communication is important to achieve it, to maintain it. Moons and Junes, you look, your little, what is it called, an icon? You look very beautiful. Looks like beautiful, but I can't see your eyes, but I'm sure you're beautiful. And maybe that's to protect the identity. Like when Lana Del Rey stops by, she's different people. So, Moons and Junes. Communication is so important. I mean, doesn't matter the gap. Oh, well, if we're talking about communicating about the gap, then, you know, that may be, you know, a deal breaker. No, yes, absolutely. Kathy's right. You know. My microphone is showing. My mic is showing. I just want to make sure you can hear. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I get emotionally attached. Well, see, there you are. That's an emotional attachment. But if it isn't reciprocated, you know, it's kind of, you know, if you're hoping against hope that something's going to change, usually it doesn't. And if this early, I think Joanna intimated that if it's this early in the relationship or perceived relationship, and then I followed with it that, you know, that an annoyance can turn into animosity and then regret, and then you're done. It's hard to come back from regret, by the way. Regrets, yeah, I've had a few. But then again, too few to mention. And that is a total lie. I've had many. And not really that I regret that much. No, honestly, don't have that many. Ilki, you grow up as a Muslim. Not now, though. In this culture, when our teachers teach us being Muslim, they said dating is not legal. So dating, you're inferring that getting to know you, getting to know all about you without sex. Is that? Or are we intimating that dating is sex as we know it today? So that you are taught not to have sex prior to marriage, but the man can have experience. Is that correct? Just meet up. I see. They say you just date to find a husband or wife. But it's just meeting them and say, wow, so there's no, what about Sharia? Sharia law? Is that it? Am I pronouncing that right? I forget. I'm drawing on, you know, I'm surprised they even came up with that if it's even close. Just meet up. Okay, maybe you should weigh on things in the long run. Can you tolerate things like you dislike about him? See, you know, all of these things about, you know, in the old days, like my mom's generation, they would say, well, you know, we'll get married, we're happy, so they say, and I don't know that I'm in love, but we'll grow into love. Maybe you love someone today, my thing, you love someone, and then that becomes stronger and stronger. But to get involved with someone that, I don't know, okay, I'll give it a shot just in case. It's, you know, crazy. But if it's tradition, if it is what you have to do, I mean, I don't know, I don't like those things, but I'm for everyone, but I don't like when people are, people can't do what they really want to do. That's what I'm saying. Very close Muslim friend said, one wasn't allowed to date, very strict. It was all arranged. Like in Coming to America, remember that? And he was so worried about what his bride would look like. And then, of course, she was beautiful, but that was Eddie Murphy, and it was his movie. So if you don't have intentions of marriage, you don't meet up. So guys hanging out are just saying, oh, there's a marriage candidate, but you can only see their pretty face or not. I'm not suggesting that to get marriage is only a visual thing, but you know, that is always, unless you can't, the first thing that we notice about someone, the first thing that attracts us. I'm not attracted if they have money falling out of their pockets. I say that's pretty cool, but that doesn't attract me to anyone. You can see their eyes, and a lot of times beautiful eyes. And some engaged from birth. Well, you know, yeah, old traditions. Your friend and his Muslim boyfriend keep the relationship low-key. I can imagine my friend's family get to hang out with the guy, but my friend is not allowed to be seen with him. Well, my friend's family would send her a photograph to the families they liked and would see if, is your son interested? Yeah, he's interested. But, oh, marriage? Nah. Yeah. My son? Yeah. I can imagine my parents getting something like this. Joe, here's a couple more photographs you might be interested in. Yeah. But if it is the way you are raised, it is the traditions, and while it seems possibly archaic to those of us who are not in that, if it is what you want, you need to have some sort of indication. Even if you just meet up with someone, there's got to be something. You have to have prerequisites. You need telltale signs about someone. And I guess one of them would be their wealth, but that's not it. You want to, what would a telltale sign be when you meet someone and he can only see your eyes? Of, am I getting into this with the right person? Are you allowed to ask him questions? Are you allowed to say, like, I don't know, create a scenario? I would, I guess, if I was a woman, I have questions for you. I want to see how you answer these. There are 5 people, 6 of them are hurting, and, you know, different things like that. They broke up after 3 months. Was that allowed? I once counseled someone who lived in Australia or New Zealand, and she had an arranged marriage, but she wanted out. She was the breadwinner, the doctor, and all of this, and he didn't seem interested, wasn't doing squat. And she had fallen for someone who was doing some work at their home. Now, I was talking to her about the repercussions and she said, my family will be devastated. I said, but will they get over it? You know, she was very unhappy. She did what she wanted to do, and I think she's happy now. I once worked in a pharmacy, and the pharmacist's brother died in India or Pakistan, I forgot. Well, different, but his brother's wife died, so he flew over to India to marry her. I've seen where people haven't died, and I know brothers who have married each other's wives. Isn't that strange? Yeah, my wife is coming. Yeah, we're going to split up. Well, I really like, why don't we just switch? So they remain sister-in-laws, but strange. Okay. Yes, it is allowed, but women can't marry for like 6 to 9 months, even if they want. They're getting shamed and calling dirty sometimes in some countries. Hello, Yachty. Yachty's here from California. Ilky's here, and Weeping Widow 1973 is here. To mention many others. I mention some who don't show up as often. Oh, jealousy. Jealousy is, Weeping, a wasted emotion. And yet most of us have it to some degree. But when push comes to shove, all right? Push comes to shove. And I didn't read the rest of your comment yet. I'm taking the first part. And it's wasted because if you're so jealous it pushes the other person away, you'll be unhappy if you're not with her or him. You may feel smothered by that, and that's not good for a relationship. And then if you split up, then I would be, and if I was still in love, I would be crestfallen because it was my stupidity. And I'm not saying that has never happened to me. Just saying. I have a plethora of relationships. You cannot make anyone love you. That's right. They want to be with you or they don't. If that is enough for them, being a lovable person, the control you have just being who you are and communicating, there's a lot in that, and communicating in that relationship. I mean, you may love so much the conversations and the back and forth, I think there are a lot of things that go into it, you know. But yes, you need to be a loving person. You don't want antagonism. Cheating or money problems, I think, well, those are classic reasons people separate. They're the classics. Well, that guy was cheating on her, and man, that's awful. Who was she cheating with? Me? Well, that's awful. Well, it is now. All right. You're the only Christian country that does not have divorce, really? There's no divorce in the Philippines. What do you do? Just say, yeah, okay, hey, good, it was great. Here are the keys to the car. I'm leaving. Topic of the day, we are talking about age gap relationships, as probably all of this began many years ago in a dingy hotel room in Peoria. Actually, it began here. What if I don't want a husband? You don't need a husband. If you don't want it, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. I don't want a wife. So, maybe we're a perfect match. So, yeah. But you say that now, Weeping Willow 1973. I challenge you to the charms of Joe Daddy. I'm kidding. Okay. Well, we do have judicial declaration of nullity of a marriage. So because the Catholics, right? So many Catholics over there. Is that it? They have to annul a marriage, a mariage. Yeah, it must be annulled. But a lot of couples who separate don't do that because it's costly. Well, you have to pay the priests. I mean, you know my position on Catholicism, having been born into the cult that is Catholicism. There's nothing money can't do in the Catholic Church. I can't really help on those violations priests did, but it did for a long time. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, I can see that. I can see. Okay, and also you have access to Western beliefs and through the internet, unless the internet is restricted in any given country. So, and you can still backdoor that in. So it's even more difficult. It's more difficult because people see how life is everywhere else. But I guess Islamic rules would be that, it's more religious. So you will follow the guidelines of the religion. Is that more to the point? Catholicism, which is a religion, is nuts, crazy. It makes no sense. And I've always said this, and it's worth repeating because I like to hear myself say, if you were given a choice, that is to say, when you were born and baptized probably, and you were Catholic and you had to go through all the rituals, the confirmation, the communion, and all of that, and you're told by your parents, we are the only religion, true religion. You're brainwashed. But if you were not, and then when you turned 18, let's say, or 21, you had the option of looking at a sheet of things you want to do with your life. And under religious says, I want to join this, I want to join Judaism, I want to join this, I want to join that. Or none at all. Because you have been raised to treat people as you wish to be treated, to be kind and generous and not rude, right? So you might skip the religious. I don't need a religion now. I'm 21 years old. I got around without it before. So, but when you're born into it, it's a different story, as I was born into a religion. Whenever I talk about this, that same person calls me scam likely. Okay. Not what I'm saying is a scam, but it's usually coming from the Catholic Church sends me these notes. Don't believe him. It's scam. And that's a lay person because there are no more priests or nuns. There are a few, but not many. Okay, so let's see here. I dated a man for 10 days. He was already talking about a wedding and all, and I am not having any kids or making any major purchases. I don't see any reason to get the government involved at my age. Well, let's see. 47? Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Yes, as a former Catholic. Yes. Well, you would check the box of, yes, I want Catholicism. Well, I've heard so much about it. It seems dreadful, but I'd like to join just to check it out. It's a costly court proceeding and annulment. I see. And you need to be seen by a psychiatrist. Oh man, that reeks of wasted money everywhere. You have to try to reconcile. I mean, and in Catholicism, they have a priest. If you're having marital problems, let's talk to the father, who's never been married. He's dated little boys, but we don't know anything else about him. So here we go. Let's talk about that. Not all, of course. I'm just generalizing. So, yeah, I mean, come on. He must know something about what we go through. Not. However, now they do. I went to a parochial Catholic high school, and all of those priests, well, they're all, I think one of them remained, but they all got married and left. They must have said, that Joe kid, that senior, he's having a great time. What are we doing? Oh, Yuki, that sounds awful. I live in Turkey. Most persons still believe Islam, but not in the way Arabs do. Yadi? Hey, Yadi. I said hi to you when you came in, Yadi. But you can say hi all the time. You joined Scientology first. Huh? Yes, it's all about the sciences. Moons and Junes. Oh, hey, Yadi. People in tourist areas are so lovely. All about the science. Yes, forensics. Criminal, there should be CSI teams. Well, it is, it's California. Everything's big and bright and blue. Yeah. Kushdashi. Ephesus. Where's Ephesus? Kushdashi. Striper takes a trip every year to somewhere interesting. I used to travel quite a bit to places for vacation. Although I do like to go on places that are interesting. For example, I really love the UK, and I like to see all of the history, and I like that kind of stuff. And I like, let's see, do I like that? Yeah, I guess I do. What else? Cruises and things like that. Not this year because of there's a pandemic? What? Wow, those are really bad. all about the science. I don't disagree with you, Moons and Junes. I like your name, though. Moons and Junes. Joanna, you find the Welsh language interesting. I find it sort of hard to pronounce. Wales is beautiful, though. Wales is kind of like, in a smaller sense, New Zealand. It's kind of like Bilbo Baggins in the rolling hills, and it's green, and this is rolling hills and green. Did you know that? I use that very often, so don't freak out. Come see the gang. Is that the new slogan of the UK? Come see the gang. I find the Welsh people fascinating, and I have several friends here who are from Wales. Charlotte's not here today. She's working. Claire Anna used to come here, but I think she's not interested, but she was very nice. And of course, sweet Welsh lassie, Sarah. And we also love our friends from the Netherlands, many. We have two of the nicest women from the Philippines, Joanna and Rose. And there could be others, but they are here most of the time. We can go watch a band in the villages. Yeah, we could do that. We could go watch a band like, let's see, Rare Earth, or who would be playing at the villages? Chicago might play there. She's at work. She's a Mahus of Wasteman today at work. It's good to be wasteman at work if you're in the waste industry. Oh, I thought you were going to say PA. Kathy, you rule the Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvanians. Pennsylvania or New Jersey, where you could find Kathy all over that part of the country, our country. Our country. So, let's see, Moons and Junes. Moons and Junes likes Welsh people, with all Welsh. The language is fascinating. And Weeping Widow 73 lives near the villages. Kathy's the queen. She's the queen bee. She's the Supremes. There are three of them. You live near, is it Ephesus? Ephesus. I need to see these things phonetically. Ah, marvelous. Antique, old site. Call me Duchess. Okay, Duchess. The Duchess Joanna. Duchess Joanna has a very unique skill. We won't get into that today, but she knows what I'm talking about. Oh, that says Croydonite. That's right. Croydonite. Ephes. I say Ephes. Ephes. You'll get it, Joe. One of those words. Usually what happens, someone will say, bingo. Oh, yeah, that's right. but it's been so long ago, I'll still get it wrong because I don't know which pronunciation I used at the time. I like that when I pronounce someone's name, and it says, is it this or is it that? Yeah, that's right. See, there's latency in this scroll. So I don't get, yes, the last one's right. You did it. The last one is right. Ephes. That's hilarious. Okay, helped explain my situation. Ilki. Well, now you do, Danny. So when you go back to Ephes, you'll have to act like you know. You say, how long have you lived in Ephes? You sound like you know you've lived here yourself. Oh, a rug factory. Feature. Imagine that. Turkey. Turkey's, isn't it? Oh man, I'm bad on geography. North Africa. Somewhere up there. Okay. I don't know. And how the silkworm makes silk. Well, you want a. This sounds like it. So it's interesting. Do you go on those educational trips, Danny? I suggest you go to Thailand. That's an education and a half, brother. There's a beer called Ephes. Oh, well, I'll have dos Ephes, please. I don't usually drink beer, but when I do, I prefer dos Ephes. And espresso is the strongest I've ever had there. Really? Stronger than the Jamaican Hills, or stronger than France? Yeah, that's right. Turkish coffee. They sell Ephes in the UK. Turkish coffee, right. So espresso is Turkish coffee. There was a reference to that in the movie The Birdcage. Do you remember the scene? Probably not. Oh, Aguilar is coffee. Oh, it's very strong. I call it Turkish coffee, you know. So, yeah. Strong coffee. Girl hair on chest strong. But not for girls. Well, because of the beans inside of the coffee. We cook the beans with coffee and drink it. Wow. You're making me want some coffee. I gotta see the movie scene. Just look it up, you'll see it. That's a good movie, funny movie. Filmed down in South Beach. Has anyone been to South Beach, Miami? Other than myself and Danny and anyone else who's been there? Oh, yesterday, two guys were so funny. We were at Home Depot. I was in the Halloween section, of course. Two walkers saw me walking around, pointed at me and said, look, the Halloween statue is moving. Well, how did you take that, dear? Yes, I mean, that's what did you say? Why do I only get when fall is getting close, getting ready to start? Because you are the Halloween icon. You are the nightmare on every street. I mean that affectionately, of course. The nightmare on every street. You be careful, my pretty. And you like to wear black. Maybe that is what, threw them for a loop. Maybe, maybe not. You cook the beans with the coffee and drink it. So it's not filtered, it is just, it's like tea. Like most Asians drink tea, just put the tea in the hot water and drink the tea where the tea leaves are floating about. I started doing that myself, actually. I did 2 trips to California this year. Wow. Excuse me, and I've been to 30 states since last September. But Hollywood and LA are way overrated. I don't know what you're looking for. I enjoy the Southern California, but I really prefer San Francisco, or used to. Full Hollywood queen potential. Halloween queen potential. That's interesting. You filter the tea, but not the coffee. Nope, a human with feelings. Thanks, gentlemen. They hung their heads and walked away. Could have been nasty, but tried to be nice. Wow. I would have been apologizing to you left and right if I had said, but I wouldn't say something like that. I would never do something like that. Why would I say something like that? I would come over and say, you look amazing. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. I'm the guy on the elevator who is not a creepy guy, who, this used to happen in my elevator. I lived on the 37th floor in New York, and I get on, and someone that I'd seen before had their haircut. And I say, wow, that's a really great haircut. Other people say, wow, that's really full. Why'd you say that? Wow. Tell me a person that doesn't like to hear that. You know, oh, thanks a lot. I got in prison yesterday. No, not, but you know what I'm talking about. So just, you know, it's not difficult to go, you know, that extra inch and just say, you know, hey, you make that dress look like $1 million. Really nice. We have a Hoobastank coming to Bike Fest. We have Hoobastank. Well, if that happens, we go from Vince Neil last year to Hoobastank. So you're not going to have Chicago or Rare Earth. Yes, and sometimes, and there's no excuse for rude. You know, if you don't have a compliment, you know, you don't have a compliment. But if you do, I say, why not say it? It doesn't hurt. You're not saying creepy like, you know. Just because I can do those voices doesn't mean I use them. I still go there, just not that particular store. Moons and Junes. Moons and Junes. We've already said Moons and Junes. Looks quite lovely. As does Weeping Willow and Ilke. And of course, our little dear Kathy. Oh my goodness, that girl. I have some photos of her. Nice, well, tasteful photos of her. I have one of her here in her mask. I don't know if it fits in here. You think I could do that, Kath? You send it to me. Usually she sends me something, I'm allowed to show it. Let me just check this first. She's beautiful, so yes, I'm going to show this. I hope it. I hope I can show it on this, because sometimes these things are so screwed up. It's just ridiculous. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. I would try and get into that song. Beautiful woman. I'd say, here, wait, I'll give you my money and my jewelry. What do you want? A lovely Kathy. Beautiful, beautiful indeed. She's a stunner. She's a stunner with or without makeup. And I've always said that, and she knows it, so it's nothing new. Nothing new at all, as far as I know. No, it isn't, is it, Kath? No. Of course, she said go for it after I'd already put the picture up. Hottest line cook, I know. Yeah. You should enter that into the Playboy magazine hottest. I don't even know if they have that. I haven't seen a Playboy magazine, I think, since before internet. Internet kind of wiped out the that section in the bookstores. What do we think about the little girl named Sophie? I don't know. I'm not always informed because I don't get my updates. I'm a slow typer. Oh, we like that. Easy to catch. Oh, you don't mean type. Oh, you mean, oh, I see. Typist. You didn't mean I don't move fast. You mean slow typist. Yeah, we ought to go chase ourselves some of those slow typers and make sure we catch one. Yeah, okay, well, you have fun with that, guys. This sounds like a sad story you're bringing on here, Yadi. I don't know why. It just has that advanced tone to it. Did something happen to a little girl named Sophie? I hope not. Nothing happens to any little girls. Temple of Zeus and the ruler of Ottoman. Just gave it to the German saying, it's just a piece of rock. Now it's in Berlin. I've been to Germany. Sophie's story is quite long, but in short, she's a child whose father is fighting for custody due to severe abuse. Due to severe abuse from the mother? The father is fighting for custody due to... So he abused her, is what you're saying. Oh, that's sad. That's so sad. Don't like to hear those things. The mother and stepfather say, oh, sick. I mean, what is the controversy? They just don't believe the girl? Is she older now, making and saying this took place? Or it is heartbreaking. That is so, so sad. I'm sure there's support for her from all over. That is terrible, terrible. Not much activity, Keikis, in the chat room of Twitch. Danny, take a look at Periscope, see if anybody even checked in, would you? I should probably put up Periscope and drop Twitch, but Twitch was much more effective for us at one time. On my way. On my way to New Orleans this morning. Heading out of Nashville, Tennessee. Where was it, Tennessee? Down on the bayou. Okay. Give out the number of the police station. Wow. Meghan and Harry, what is happening there? She's 9. Ay, he uploaded video. Oh my God. She uploaded. The father uploaded several videos on YouTube of her sobbing about the abuse and asking to be sent home to her dad. Whoa. So, oh, her birth father, I got it now, is once. Yes, absolutely. Well, someone should intervene. Come on. Just you and Kathy on Periscope, huh? It is horrible indeed, Johanna. I agree with you. Judge Ricard, all videos be removed. Well, because it is salacious and in defense of those people. I mean, you understand this, but you just have to dispense with all the legalities of that stuff and just go in and do the right thing and take her out of there immediately. It's crazy. And where is who would know about all those legalities? Is it in this country? Did you say, Yanni? That's terrible. Well, we appreciate those hearts you're sending. Hearts and no flowers. No. Thank you, Moons and Junes, for that update. Well, let's stay on top of that and find out what happens. You've sent that many hearts. Oh, that's so nice of you. That's so nice. I'm going to change my old school glasses. Where'd you go? I need to get these newer ones adjusted because they're sliding down my nerves. I should have one of those little. That would probably be the prudent thing to do it myself. All right, well. Just me sending hearts. I hope she's rescued. It's a sad, sad story. All right, so let's see now. We'll stay on top of that, and hopefully she will be rescued. As obviously I hope she's she's at least a ward of the state for the time being. I mean, wouldn't you do that? Put her into some safe custody. I mean, even at the mention of it. Yes, yes, yes. Hmm. Yeah, you'd think. That's right. Hey, Sam, I've been watching The Staircase again. I still don't know why they convicted that guy. It was just foolish. Well, it was the FBI dude who was crooked as hell. Make the science fit the end result when the science should give you the end result. That's all. Science should lead, tell you what happened. In any situation, the science will tell you. You can't alter the science to fit the results. And that's happened so many times in my country, if you're not from the US. I know. Moons and Junes. Moons and Junes. Yeah, this is that. Oh man, that is so compelling and fascinating. I watch things over and over, and this one I'm watching again. Where Charlotte is watching it for the first time, and story you can read about. I say things. She'll say don't spoil it. Oh, I think okay, that everybody knew that. At any rate, it is so compelling to me. Like nothing. They were so narrow-minded. It was just tunnel vision because they wanted the conviction. And when that woman, that district attorney, was saying, they're our scientists, our pathologists, our guys and she said it like this. She said they are tried and true, tried and true. That's why they work for us. If that isn't the biggest fallacy, just because they work for us, we're the government, they got to be the best. Not so. Jeez, people are stupid. And then to find out the jury could have been a hung jury, but it was Deaver's testimony about that one drop of blood. It could only be there for this reason, and they bought into it. Ugh. She gave you cranberry juice? You're outraging that one, I know. Moons and Junes. I like you, Moons and Junes. I like the way you think, as far as I can tell. Kathy will say, "No, you just agreed with Joe. That's why he likes. That's not true, Kathy. I know what you're thinking. She is quite lovely, though, Kathy. Let's see now. What else? Yeah, that was something. So listen, I've got the news on. If any of you watch Ozark, maybe you know this already. Maybe you've heard me say it already. They're going to begin filming again in October. there's going to be 14 episodes in this final year, the final year of the Byrde family. I can hear you through the phone, girl. All right. Oh, absolutely. You are speaking to people that, I mean, I don't see where this is. Let me ask you this one, Moons and Junes. I have been on juries before. I've got in off of them too by knowing what to say, but I have been on a few juries, capital cases, and they want a jury of your peers. It doesn't work that way. A jury of your peers may be like, so, I mean, your peers? Just because we're human beings, we're not all peers. And people are stupid that they select for juries, and they select them on purpose because they will not understand what this guy's going to say, and they know it. That's why the deliberations take so long. Wouldn't you rather have 12 people that are smart and they know what the hell they're talking about? I mean, grand juries, they work all the time. You can be on a grand jury, but they're not just the peers, they're a special jury, the cream of the crop. But you may not get the cream. You may not get the bottom of the cup in some of these juries. I would want somebody in the jury that understands a lawyer is going to pontificate, and they are more wealthy than probably I am sitting in the jury box. Or, and look how they do that. Oh, they're just some rich guy going to say the. You see, people think that way, and they are ruling on people's lives. I think it's crazy. Anyway, that's my 2 seconds. And that's nuts. Yes, a good convincing story, Johnny, you're right, because that can sway anyone. You have to convince me that this person, see, he's innocent until proven and beyond a reasonable doubt. They had reasonable doubt, we found out. So of all that information, they were taking the words of this one person. Nobody said, but what if that one thing he's talking about is incorrect? That one little thing is wrong. Look, OJ, had they not moved the white Bronco, was dead to rights caught because his blood was on the handle and in the car, was on the handle of the car and inside the car, his and Nicole's, boom, blood. But because the stupid LAPD moved it to an impound lot, well, they could have put this on there. It wasn't in custody the whole time, like under watch and key. Just ridiculous. I mean, the system is so flawed. Don't get me started. Oh, you did, sort of. I know. It's very flawed. Yeah, but see, then they'd have to pay more than to, the lowly citizens who get next to nothing because it is your duty. Yeah. It's their job. I mean, they work hard at that, man. They work hard at, trial lawyers work very hard at, they rehearse. They rehearse all the time. It's nothing more than setting up. It's writing a story. You're writing a story, and it's how it's presented. So Ozark will be out mid to late 21. If you're a fan of that show, and I am a fan of that show. I like Jason Bateman. Is that it? Jason? Jason. And he's very good. See the movie The Gift he's in. That's excellent. Justin? Isn't there Jason and Justine? Was there Justine Bateman and Justin there? Anyway, yeah, they're good. Renee, but you know what? The the mock trials, they're very important, and they have to grill these clients, really grill them. Fusion makeup artist, nice. Renee Winters. They misdirect people all the time in those trials. And that's why it should be about the science. It should be about the science. Not someone's interpretation of the science, but that's what it is. To mislead people that are not scientific. You know. Yeah, it should be about the science. Whatever they can come up with, it's crazy. Now, if you've seen that movie, and Moons and Junes, I know you have. The thing is that, and I go around with Saltwater Sam here, because he thought I was joking. He was like, "You've got to be joking, Q. An invisible car." No, actually, there was an owl, and there was significant evidence that they are birds of prey, predators, and those lacerations, which did not fracture the skull, but only penetrated a couple layers of skin and razor sharp raked across her. And she's probably flailing like this. There's no explanation. And there's no cast off from that blowpoke, really. The blowpoke. And with such force to do that. And it remained, it must have been, they're flexible, you know, it's not. Anyway. It was as screwed up as the OJ trial. Yes, it can. It can all be true. It can all be true. Yeah. Yes, but it is quite evident to me. It became, I looked into it as well. And also, there were more. See, nobody was even thinking. And the lady down the street, or I believe in the neighborhood, had a similar thing happen. I mean, and there were even, why didn't they talk about this? There were even little feathers from around the claw area, you know, up above the talons of an owl found during autopsy or something like that. They found, I mean, like, what are these things? Oh, I don't know, must be. What are these things? Examine them. And then when they found that out, they say, well, you know, it's already been this. I mean, it's, you know, why go into Anami? Ugh. Weeping Widow, 1973. Please return. And don't get too close to the villages there. You know, let me know when Chicago is going to be there, or Rare Earth. It was great to see you. Thanks. Please come again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think you're right. I did not like that district attorney who is now a judge. He looked like he was positioning himself all. He was too smug. He was too smug. And I thought though that Michael was a little bit too. I mean, I get it when you're doing that. They were filming the whole thing, and you're going to have funny moments when you're sitting around talking about anything, discussing, you're writing a play, you're doing anything. You're going to have funny moments, even if it's serious. But I thought he wasn't taking it seriously enough. But they weren't. That wasn't in the, you know, a part of the trial. That was just what we were able to see. Yeah, evidence is crucial. Kristen Live Acres, good morning, dear. Good to see you. We have been discussing a myriad of things today, and it's been fun. And we have more participants. Moons and Junes is here. Joanna is here. You know how she is. She's our resident lawyer. And Weeping Widow 73 was here. Renee's here. Of course, the regulars. You know. Handling of evidence. And don't move that evidence. Make sure it is bagged and labeled. Take a photo first, bag it, label. They made the evidence fit the crime, fit the verdict, I should say. Zyra's here. You staying busy, Kristen? I'm glad the storm pretty much missed you. Kristen lives in Florida as well, up in the Panhandle. So remember, we are here, and I should have had, I'll make sure that Weeping Widow joined. Make sure you guys join May December Society, and at least on YouTube, click the subscribe button if it's around there. You're still up in Georgia. Georgia. So you took a vacation, a vacances, a holiday. Up there with Carl. Yes, join Discord too, everyone, please. Where you can. Thank you, Kathy, for putting that up. You're trying to finish reading a case, huh? I always question, too, Joanna, experts who the only thing in their profession that they do is model, set up, and testify. So I always wonder how up to speed they are in any given expertise. They spend all their time booked because they always give favorable, whichever side gets them, favorable testimony. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I tell you what, it's a crazy world. I tell you, I like Bollywood movies. If anyone's ever watched any of those, their courtrooms and their mysteries, you know, whodunits are really good, very good. There's one called Pink that is very good. An excellent movie called Padman. Padman. You ladies out there might like that one. It's interesting. I found it very compelling. Badla, Badla is good. Badla. Very, very good films. And they are always, most of the time, very high rated on IMDb. I'm a member of IMDb, so I see those things and I rate movies, and they're pretty stingy on stuff. You would think Hollywood stuff comes out and they just root for, they don't. Pretty tough on American films. But I'll tell you, those Bollywood films are compelling. The only objection that I have to them is that when you watch them, if you put subtitles in, okay, because they speak Hindi and English, it's a mix of both, so you can figure out what's going on. But when they put a subtitle in, you know, if you're there and you're just kind of reading the bottom, glancing at the actors reading the bottom, and they suddenly move the subtitle up to the top of the screen. And I'm like, what happened? Run it back, and they ran it up top in a cloud in white print or something. It's just really funny. I mean, so, you know, subtitles should stay at the same place, in my opinion. Yep. Yes, and at great expense to the person to having to prove that they're innocent, I might add, Joanna. They have to, when they get together lawyers, so we have someone that might be able to disprove that. I just don't believe it. More money, more money, more money. They make it very difficult for those who can't afford it. I mean, a public defender is going to say, no, we can't. They've got a a tight case. The public defender is not going to go out of his way, usually, and you're not, or let's say I'm not going to have the money to hire a forensic pathologist who can sway a jury. So, you know, it's an uphill battle to prove that you're innocent. But if you let the science go, and the science is accurate, just science, not somebody talking about how it could be this or that, we'd solve a lot more of those, I think. Ooh. Ira, that reminds me of that Alabama song. Mm-hmm. Just ran into an old flame. Burning hot. I know. Well, you know, Had to put something in there. Moons and Junes was already taken. Alabama. Hop in the pool for a bit. Go ahead. Have some fun. Very expensive indeed. That old flame may not be stronger, but it may last longer. Yeah, I like all that. I love the television shows about when they're using forensics, you know, and UK has a lot of, BBC has a lot of good police and detective stuff. And a lot of good shows. They come and go so quick now. Does anyone ever binge through a weekend watching something and then feel sad that you did because it's over? But still not sad enough to long for the days of when you would have an episode and you have to wait a whole week to see the next episode. And if there's a holiday, they wouldn't play it then. They have another week and you're waiting and waiting for it. You know, it's so much more civil today. Well, hey, listen, everyone. I want to thank you for being here. I have to leave a few minutes early today. I have an appointment this afternoon. And I will see you hopefully all here Friday morning, and we can delve more into the wonderful science that is courtroom drama. Capital offense felonies, succession, and other civil cases sometimes takes decades to resolve. Yes. See you Friday. Thank you, Kath. Kristen, good to see you. Ira, always a pleasure. Joanna. Wow, Kristen's in the pool. Moons and Junes. Lovely. Thank you for being here. Yep. Of course, Weeping Widow. She's left us for the day. Maybe we'll come back. Fusion Makeup Artist came in to touch us up. Renee Winters. Renee Winters in Hawaii. Striper, as always. Thank you all. Joanna. If I forget anyone, Yadi. If I forget mentioning anyone, I'm sorry because I'm scooting over this pretty fairly quickly. And most of you. Ilke was here. Sam Page, too. He left. He starts work tomorrow. Good luck teaching the hoodlums again. I mean, the lovely children. Sam Page. It's a great name. Terrific name. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys on Friday, 10:30. So have a great day and rest of today, tomorrow. And I look forward to seeing you Friday as we prepare for the big weekend. You know, actually the following week will be a bigger weekend because football starts. It starts next week on the 10th, I think. Anyway, see you guys later. Thanks again. Thank you so much. Let's see if Joe can exit here. You know how difficult it is for him sometimes. I just do it this way. We'll go right to OBS and